welcome to Novel Console, your weekly podcast where we talk about books, games, food, and stuff that caught our attention during the week. My name is Chris, and with me, as always, is my beautiful co-host and wife, Karen.
You're struggling today.
I am.
Struggle with words.
I'm struggling a lot.
Watch me jinx myself.
Well, if you do jinx yourself, that's too bad because I won't be editing it out, and it'll be part of the Novel Console history of the podcast.
You want us to have listeners, right?
We actually do have listeners. We have
Like 4.
consistently. We have about 10 listeners every week, and 5 of them are people going one way to work and back home.
And 2 of them are our parents.
Well, those listen on YouTube.
Yeah.
So those technically don't count.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
But yeah, no, we got confirmation that people do in fact listen
And pay attention.
I know.
It's a miracle.
We got something that I completely forgot about. I don't know where I was going with this. Oh well. How are you doing today, Karen?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
I'm struggling.
I thought you were supposed to be mad.
Oh, I am very mad. I'm very, very mad. I'm super pissed off.
What happened?
I just forgot temporarily that I was mad. So I made this really cool reel this week for my Bookstagram, the Opposites Book Challenge. And I recorded this reel in front of my bookshelves. I watched it over and over and over to edit it, to add text, everything. What do I fucking notice as soon as I post it? After all those times watching it over and over, I noticed that he hid fucking Donkey Kong, and it's at the top of the damn reel the entire time.
So over every single book she shows,
Donkey Kong.
You can see Donkey Kong
Next to the Sanderson sisters. And he'd said to me, like a week ago, "Hey, Carradine, did you know that there's a 4th Sanderson sister?"
Which, if you've listened to the Halloween episodes where we talk about that movie and
the Hocus Pocus book, there is in fact a 4th Sanderson sister. I'm like, why is he bringing this up now? And I realized he put Donkey Kong with the Sanderson sisters, but then we left the apartment and I completely forgot.
So officially, Donkey Kong is one of the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
And Diddy Kong, I don't remember where he was, but I found him, and they're now hiding from Chris.
Yeah. So I got to find them and put them back to see if I can.
The thing is, he already found them, and then he forgot that he found them.
No, I know where they are.
You do?
Did you move them? You haven't moved them. I'll make sure I move them before you remember.
I hate you.
So, yeah.
I was so mad.
Donkey Kong is going to make another appearance in another one of your posts.
I barged in on him in the bathroom. Like, you motherfucker. You ruined my reel. People are going to think I'm a Donkey Kong fan. And people are going to think I'm crazy for thinking that Donkey Kong should go next to the Sanderson sisters. I swear.
Oh, that just makes the whole thing even
Don't
better.
have a damn fucking thing to do with each other.
But I do have. I'm sorry. I want to apologize for that. Even though it is very funny and it's gonna happen again in the future, which is great.
I hate you. I'm gonna scan my shelves from now on. In the background of the video, at least. I already have to scan for anything that might be offensive.
I also do want to apologize to Mariela, who wrote in during Zelda month.
He apologizes on behalf of me. Am I not the first one who said fanfic was weird?
No, I'm the one that started
okay.
it. Yeah,
okay.
and then Adam said, "You know what? I can't read." But Mariela talked to me about the fanfic and why it was so good and why it wasn't gross. And she said it was so wholesome. I just found it incredibly sad, which is weird. But I guess not all fanfic is gross, but most of it still is. So
yeah, I just think about the Draco and Hermione fanfic. I never actually read any of it. Why are you looking at me like that? You don't know who Draco and Hermione are? Oh.
That sounds disgusting.
It's a big thing on the internet, Draco and Hermione. I never understood it, ever. Even when she punched him and everybody got horny for them together.
What?
Yeah, she punches him in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, God.
We need to sit down and watch all those movies.
No.
Yes.
No, that is a solid no. I'm not doing
I
that.
already own them, so we wouldn't be supporting J.K. Rowling.
No, we're not doing that.
It's for the podcast.
No, not
Yes.
even. Not even.
Oh.
So what have you been doing this week?
I've been reading a lot. A lot. Actually got a substantial amount of reading done this week.
Didn't you work from home this week?
I did.
CHR, you should fire her. She's reading on the job.
Don't tell HR that.
HR doesn't
I
listen.
read on my breaks and my lunches. Thank you very much. I also rewatched the entire series of Downton Abbey in 1 week. And the
one
movie.
week. Oh, God.
Monday to Friday. Watched the entire thing.
Yeah,
Not while I was working.
I
Thank
would,
you.
I would walk into you in bed, sleeping, and
Downton Abbey.
and people being British on the TV.
People being British.
They were being excessively
British and dramatic.
Exactly. Like,
It's so good. There's always like some sort of tragedy happening at the Abbey or scandal,
you know what
upstairs
hasn't?
or downstairs or both.
You know what hasn't made an appearance in the show in a while?
Luna scratching.
Luna scratching.
She's obsessively scratching right now. She's
She
just
is
going
going-
to town.
Oh, she gave up. She'll get back to it. So while you've been watching Downtown Abbey and stuff, I've been doing a lot of video gaming. I completed some DLCs for some games that I'm going to be talking about soon, which we were supposed to do today. But
We're on the struggle bus.
we had a terrible day today.
I think
Both
my
of us.
day was a little bit worse, but they were both pretty fucking bad.
Well, it was my 6th work day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It
So-
felt like a 6th work day for me with everything that happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I got out of work. I didn't feel like writing the whole thing, even though I finished the game, Tuesday. And I said, I'm just going to go write it.
You know, I think
I
that's
wrote
the day
all
I
the
finished
notes.
my book.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Great minds.
I know.
So I wrote all the notes on our Discord thing where we keep all our shit straight. And I was like, maybe I should sit down and write the script for this thing. You know, it's not going to be that long. It'll be pretty easy. I got already most of it written down, so I just got to get some of my thoughts in shape.
Put it off. Put
I was
it
like, I'll
off.
do it tomorrow.
Put it off. Put
I'll
it
do
off.
it tomorrow.
Put it off.
I'll do it tomorrow. And then Friday, I was like, I should do this tonight. I don't remember what happened Friday day. I didn't do it. Then I didn't. That's how tired I am. And then yesterday, I was like, I should do it tonight. And then I completely forgot because I got involved playing what was supposed to be next week's game.
And eating cookies that you wouldn't share with Luna.
Exactly. And I today I said, well, this is my 6th day. I talked to my boss. It should be easy today. I should be out early.
Nope.
I was out at 6. And I got home and I'm like,
I was dying.
I'm not gonna fucking sit down and write any of this shit. So what are we gonna come up with today? So we
A
decided.
hodgepodge.
So we decided to come up with what we're gonna do today, which you can probably read the description of the episode. I have no idea what the description is right now, but anyways, I did a lot of gaming this week in between not writing the script.
You also did a lot of very strange theorizing or
Oh shit! I
thought
completely forgot about that.
processing. Yeah.
We got to get into that. Let me just add this here to the list of stuff that we have to talk about because, this is going to be very interesting. So I got a lot of gaming done. Apart from that, I set up PlayStation 5 next to the computer, got it working, got it recording, so I'm able to record actual PlayStation footage now. I set
After a whole hot mess of issues.
I set up the Wii U and everything. I got everything working, so everything's perfectly fine. And in the process of setting all that up, I bricked my Elgato. So if you don't know what bricking means, is that you fuck up your thing so hard that it won't even work.
Oh, it's like a brick.
Basically, it becomes a brick. So anyways, I was using a program with it. And I was trying to figure something out, and something wasn't lining up right. So I decided to look up on the internet how to fix it. I fixed it. I go back in, and I see, update not the model, update the software on the Elgato. I was like, sure, let me update the software on Elgato. After that, it wouldn't work. Nothing I did would make it work. I called Elgato support and they said, "Oh, so go here, check this, tell me what it says." It says this. Okay, I'm going to send you an email, do exactly what the email says. If it doesn't work, let me know. We'll send you a brand new Elgato. It's like,
Cool.
cool. So either it works or I get a new Elgato, which will work. I'll just make sure not to
Brick it.
update the software. Don't update the software on your Elgato unless Elgato tells you you need to update the software. So I downloaded the program they sent me. I unzipped it. I did the whole thing. I upgraded it to the one that they told me to do, and then it started working. And then I just kept having problems with the PlayStation not working correctly. And then I had to use another program so that I could record the proper thing that I wanted to. And hopefully next week's episode preview is going to have actual gameplay from the game that I am going to talk about, because that's what we want. Other than that, my theory.
Oh my God.
What is my theory?
That people have children that don't grow up? Isn't that what it was? I can't remember exactly. Okay. I know like what I then told you I thought.
So I have a theory.
Or I noticed.
It's a theory with like two parts, right? So people have children. And you see that people post these children on social media. Oh, my child did this. Oh, my child did that. Oh, my child's birthday is today. They're turning this age. I remember when they were born. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Sometimes it feels like people post about their children. And let's say 2 years ago, they said, oh, my child is turning 8 today. This year, they post again, oh, my child is turning 8 today. Or like, my youngest did this. And then a couple of weeks later, oh, my youngest did this. And for some reason, their ages don't line up with everything that they're saying all the time. It just feels like their ages keep fluctuating up and down. Apart from that, I feel like not only do their children not age correctly, sometimes they're older, sometimes they're younger, but sometimes I feel like they don't have the exact correct amount of children that they say they do.
What?
So sometimes it feels like they have one child. Sometimes it feels like they have 10. And until you actually see a picture of that person with their children, the number is always going to keep fluctuating. I feel like the Matrix is having a glitch with people's children.
Oh my
God. And each time you see somebody's picture with their children is because the Matrix has caught up to it and finally decided how many children they're going to have.
I don't think you understand that the Matrix is one of my worst nightmares.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, if that were happening right now, that makes me feel sick just thinking about it.
So imagine somebody else is seeing our post and we keep talking about Luna and Luna and Luna. To them, because the Matrix hasn't updated to them, we're talking about different dogs. Like three or four different dogs.
Poor Luna.
And so not only do we have Luna, we have Pugsley Jr., Pugsley Sr., and Pugsley the Third. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Until they see a picture of just us. And that's why I took that picture with Luna on my shoulder, so it could confirm the Matrix that we only have one dog.
Whereas the thing that I notice with children is, like, I rarely, if ever, check my personal Instagram anymore. And I think a lot more people post pictures of their kids on Instagram than they do on Facebook, at least for me. I don't know why. But it's like, I feel like I looked at these pictures of their children yesterday and now they're like 10 years older. Right? Out of nowhere.
Right?
Like, when did this child grow up?
See, that's the glitch in your Matrix. In mine, it's that these kids stay the same age. Like, it's been 10 years and this kid is 8 years old still.
Yeah.
How? I mean, I know that the FBI is probably going to come get us after this episode comes up, but the truth is out. The truth is out there. The truth is out. Jesus Christ, I can't say it. The truth is out there. So just please ask the FBI where we are if we disappear. And please tell us how many kids you have at our ages. We just want the matrix to balance
Oh
itself
my
out.
god.
But we do have 2 emails.
2?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
No, there's 2. There's
Oh.
one from Dave and there's one from Burger Champ.
I'm ready.
Okay, so Dave answered last week's question from Burger Champ.
Oh yeah.
From what combination he would actually do. And it turns out he actually did do a combination. So he says, hey guys, thinking about fast food combinations from your previous episode made me think of Chipotle and Cold Stone Creamery that were in the same plaza when I was growing up. I shouldn't have paused there.
No. Like what?
It was about a 15-minute drive from home, so it was always a fun mini expedition to get a group of us together as 16 to 18-year-olds for a Chipotle/Cold Stone run excursion after school or on the weekend. Not sure if I could take down a Chipotle burrito and a large Cold Stone serving in the span of one sitting, but it would be a great combo dinner dessert back in the day, even if the drive home was uncomfortable. Keep up the great podcasting, Dave.
Did you live in a small town, Dave? Because I lived in a small town where literally everything was at least 20 minutes away.
So
At least.
weren't your small town thing was like one Taco Bell and one Dairy Queen? And
We
you
didn't even get Taco Bell until I was in high school. We
Oh,
got
boy.
Taco Bell when I was in high school, and we were all like, oh, we're going to go eat a Taco Bell all the time. And sometimes we would have to go out into the public for our journalism class, and we'd go get tacos.
and just hang out at Taco Bell instead of getting stuff from the journalism class.
No, we actually took the tacos back into my car. I remember Clint Black trying to get into my little bug with our tacos. That sounded inappropriate, didn't it?
Very.
Oh, my Volkswagen Beetle.
With the little flower.
Yes, with the flower. He's very tall, like you, and trying to get into that tiny little car.
I wouldn't even try it. I wouldn't even try it.
You know, we didn't really hang out there so much as we just got tacos and left. And shit, now that I think about it, I think we may have only done that like one time. We didn't get Taco Bell until high school. Dairy Queen is gourmet where I'm from, though. Gourmet.
It's garbage.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
It is the best place you can eat in that tiny little ass town. Tiny ass little town. Excuse me. I'm tired.
Little ass tiny
Little
town.
ass tiny.
But see, I think this is a good challenge that Dave brought up. Pounding down
Eating a burrito and
pounding
Cold
down
Stone
a
ice cream.
Chipotle burrito and then a large Cold Stone ice cream.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when
I
I was
need a burrito bowl, not a burrito.
no, just a burrito. You need to tortilla
I
and
don't
everything.
like eating burritos.
See, I feel like the burrito would be filling, and then all that ice cream would just like pound you down.
Push
to
it out your shitter. That's what it would do. I'm sorry.
That was
I
gross
couldn't
even
help
for
it.
me. God, that was terrible.
Well, the way you described it.
It's like what I'm referring to is like it would be so heavy that you wouldn't do anything for the rest of the
Yeah,
day.
you'd be a sloth, a slug.
A slug.
A
You would
slug.
turn into a slug.
You'd be Jabba the Hutt.
Pretty much. That's. I feel like that's how it would be. As a 16 or 18-year-old, with how much martial arts I was doing back then,
You could have easily done it.
yeah, it would have been easy.
But now, as an old man,
As an old man that just ate today for lunch, Bacon King, I don't think I couldn't even finish my fries. Well,
that's
onion rings.
good. That means we're making progress in our changes that have only been in place for a week.
That we've been slowly doing.
Oh, God.
But good email, Dave. Thank you for writing in.
Yes,
and
thank you.
let's go to Burger Champ. I like his email. It's pretty cool.
His questions are so complex.
His questions
It
are
hurts my
amazing. So this one is a really good one. We got real good discussion material here. Sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone can be a great vehicle for discovering new things. What books or game that are some of your preferred genres have you tried only to discover something you really love?
I think there may be a typo there.
Yes.
Or a
What?
word missing.
See, the thing is, I know there's a typo because the next question follows the same train of thought, and it goes. It said, "What food or foods were you hesitant to try that have become something you'd eat all the time?"
So genres we're hesitant about and food we were hesitant about.
Yes. Yes. So I'm sure that I'm pretty sure he got distracted there when he was writing that because usually his emails are impeccable. Burger Champ. All right. So what book did genre that you hate that you now like or love?
None.
Book. What book?
Book, specific book, but has not changed my mind about the genre. So I am a very big anti-thriller fan. I can't stand the thriller genre. I almost always figure it out, or it's just fucking stupid. The whole path to the whodunit is just stupid. But last year, I read The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. And I fell in love. That was a fucking amazing book. And I'm pretty sure I noticed Burger Champ is reading The Maidens on Goodreads, so I can only assume he's reading, or he has read The Silent Patient. Same author. The Maidens came out just a couple months ago. But I mean, this book, I listened to both of them on audio, but Silent Patient, I had no idea no, I thought I had it figured out. I was sure I had it figured out. And the moment they reveal what actually happened, I am not exaggerating when I say that my jaw literally hit my desk. I was shook to my core. It was amazing.
So for those of you that have never seen Carradine, just picture her now with like when a snake unhinges its jaw. Because
that was me.
Yeah, from when her jaw opened and hit the desk, it never really fell back into place. So she kind of has now a
asshole.
hyperextended jaw.
I have like 5 chins.
No, a jaw. Not
my
chin.
chin is a part of that sort of. It's smooshing my chin. I don't know. I'm tired. But made me at least appreciate his interpretation of the genre. I still can't stomach the rest of this shit. It's so stupid. And plus I don't like how rapey the genre tends to get. I'm not into that. He literally just took this story and didn't make it rapey. He didn't make it, I don't want to say he didn't make it creepy, because it was creepy. But it's more psychological than anything else. And I liked that you can be psychological without being rapey. There's too much rapiness, and rapey makes me DNF.
Yeah. Didn't you do DNF on a book recently because it was too rapey or something? Or
there was another thriller that I read that I almost DNF, but it was for a book club that was really prison rapey, and I had to put it away for a while.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
all right, so I definitely don't have a genre of video games that I don't like. The ones that I don't like, and I'm never going to get into, are sports games because I don't care. I'd rather watch sports on TV or in person.
Go Packers!
Go Packers.
Go Dogs!
Because you stole our G. Anyways, I'm just going to talk about a game. And you just punched the microphone. I'm not going to be able to edit that out.
I'm so sorry. My hand slipped.
So it's a video game. People that know me tell me I'm crazy because I have this train of thought.
Train of thought.
Yeah, and it's going to be strange, but I don't like the Naughty Dog games. That
sounds terrible.
I only like a handful of the games. So Naughty Dog are the people that did the original Crash Bandicoot games for the PlayStation.
What?
The Jak and Daxter games for the PlayStation 2. And the Uncharted and Last of Us games for the PS3 and PS4. The first Naughty Dog game that I ever played that I said, wow, this is good, was Uncharted 4. And it's because it had Troy Baker and Nolan North playing brothers in the game, and they are fantastic voice actors. They just brought these characters to life, and I was completely blown away. Plus, the game was actually fun to play, completely different from the previous ones, even though it was kind of the same mechanics. But the game that I really loved, and I hated the first one, was The Last of Us Part 2. I hated the characters in The Last of Us Part 1. I hated the story. I hated the gameplay. I hated everything about that game. I paid $60 for that game. I played it and I hated every second of it. Because a few years before that, the Walking Dead Tall Tale game came out and it did the exact same story a million times better. So, anyways, The Last of Us Part 2, I was apprehensive about it. I really didn't care about it. I bought it because I had an extra $60 lying around. I played it, and since I started it, I was like, wow, this is fun to play. And then I got into the story. I'm like, wow, these characters are getting what they deserve. And in the end of the game, I was like, that was perfect.
Is that the Norman Reedus game?
No, that's Death Stranding.
Oh,
That
with
was
the baby.
that was an amazing, massive waste of time that I am glad that I experienced, but I am never gonna play again for no reason.
Fair enough.
But yeah, The Last of Us 2, it's so good. It's so good. I know a lot of people hate it because it got really political supposedly, and supposedly it's pushing some sort of LGBTQ agenda. And honestly, what the fuck? Get the fuck over it. It's a great game. It's a really, really great game, and the story is just fantastic. But yeah, that's my game. I love that game. Food. What food were you hesitant to try and became something that you eat all the time?
And ramen. Fuck.
No.
Fine ramen.
Fine
And
ramen.
Puerto Rican food, honestly. I was real hesitant in the beginning. I'm like, what is this mofo?
That's what your granny calls it.
Mofo.
Oh, I still have that picture of the first time you tried mofongo. You looked so happy, and I was so proud of you.
You have the picture of when I tried it?
I think so. I need to look through my phone to
Really?
find it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, when we went
I don't
to
remember.
Guabate.
Is that the first time I
Yeah,
tried it?
that's the first time you tried mofongo, and you really
Really?
liked it. Yeah.
Gosh, I thought I tried it before that. Huh.
No, it was guavate.
That's
It was
crazy.
definitely guavate. Really? Puerto Rican food? Why?
I don't know. You're like the first person that's really taken me outside of my food box.
Your food box was macaroni and cheese, salad, and more salad,
Taco Bell.
and Taco Bell. Can't
Taco
forget
Bell always.
Oh, and whenever you
real
were
Mexican food.
whenever you were feeling fancy, Dairy Queen. That's what you said earlier. Don't look at me like that.
No, I really love hibachi too. Like a
Right.
lot. I
Yeah.
used to eat it all the time, but there aren't really any really good hibachi places here. Japan Express is fine, but it's nothing compared to the place I had in my college town that's nowhere else in the fucking world, apparently, and does sauce completely different than everybody else. Makes me sad.
So pho and ramen,
Big time fun ramen. I never ate fun.
Why do you
unless it
love
was
it?
Maruchan, whatever.
Ugh.
Why do I love it?
Yeah.
Because it's amazing and comforting and brothy goodness and sriracha.
Oh, brothy goodness.
Brothy goodness and sriracha.
I just keep thinking about that.
All the flavors.
The broth and how deep and
Oh, and sushi. I had never eaten sushi before moving to Orlando.
wow.
I know.
So all those flavors and how deep and rich and flavorful that broth from Takagi is. It's just so good. And like after you eat it, it just kind of like stays in your mouth and you can feel like different flavors and stuff in your mouth. It's just so good.
It's happiness.
It's so good. So my food, again, I kind of like all food, except for shellfish because that'll kill me. The thing that I hated when I was growing up, and I still hate, if they were to give it to me, I wouldn't eat it, is sweet plantains covered in ground beef and have shredded melted cheese over it.
That sounds disgusting.
It is terrible. So they do it two ways. One is a pionono, which is basically just a bowl of ground beef, not a meatball, a bowl of ground beef wrapped with the plantain, melted cheese on top, and like toothpicks on it so it won't fall apart. And the other one, which is like anoa, which is just, they take the whole plantain, they cut a groove in it, stuff it with meat, put the cheese on it, and melt it. I hate it so much. It's so nasty.
I thought this was a food that we hated that we came to like.
I still hate it.
Okay.
But what I'm referring to is not that food. What I'm referring to is the combination of sweet and salty.
Okay.
After finding out that I just hate ground beef that way because it is terrible.
Yeah, that sounds really
like,
awful.
Like those tacos from Taco Bell with the ground beef. They are terrible. They're so bad.
Ground dog.
And it's because the beef itself is just bad. Don't ever cook beef that way. It's just bad. Just put in a bolognese or just make meatballs out of it. Just do something that's not just ground it, season it, and put it on something.
Like American tacos.
But no, I like sweet and salty things. Like honey roasted peanuts or payday bars. I love payday bars.
Pistachio ice cream.
Pistachio ice cream. Sea salt caramel.
Yeah.
Love all that stuff. But, oh, God. Oh, and sweet plantains by themselves when they're fried just perfectly to the point where they're almost a little bit burnt. Oh, with whatever they go except for ground beef. They are perfect.
My Mexican grill bowls from Taco Maker. They're really good on top of that. My sweet to balance all that savory.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So good. So good. All right. So that is 32 minutes of crap. So are you ready to get into our discussion time for today?
I suppose.
I guess it's time for discussion time. All right, so this week on discussion time, we didn't really prepare an episode because we
had a terrible day.
Not only that, but we also procrastinated way too much.
Even though you procrastinated.
We got everything done, but we just didn't write. So what we're doing today is books and games we're currently enjoying, the sequel. So
maybe enjoying may not have been the best word in my case, but we'll go with it. Okay. We'll go with it.
Okay, so what is your first book?
Okay, so my first book is Loathe at First Sight.
Ugh.
By I can't remember. It's by Suzanne Park. It published on August 18th of 2020 by Avon Romance. So I started reading this a couple nights ago, and I was like,
wait. Avon, like the people who sell cosmetics?
The same name, but not the same people.
Oh, I thought they started a book branch or something to compete with Amazon or some shit.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
that's outrageous.
We've seen weirder things.
I suppose. But I started reading this a couple nights ago, and from the first page alone, I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be my next favorite book. Because it opens with this girl, like, climbing some stairs, and she's like, I need to find the Tolkien room, and she barges into this one conference room, and they're like, no, this is the Game of Thrones room. She's like, I just need to get to the Tolkien room. So I'm thinking she's going to the Tolkien room to discuss all the wonderful things that are Tolkien. No, it's just the name of a conference room. It doesn't have a fucking thing to do with him at all, except the name of the room.
That's terrible. But
she's this girl who's breaking into the video game industry, and gotta be really honest with you, I'm bored already. So I sent you some screenshot pictures the other night of the pages where she was coming up with the the video game of like all male strippers like going to fight a war or something.
Fight
Since
zombies.
all the women are always. She referenced Homegirl in Metal Gear Solid, the naked girl.
Oh, Quiet.
Yeah.
That
It's
breathes
like,
through
why
her
can't
skin.
men be naked so we can ogle at them and fight with them? I don't know. But yeah, kind of bored. It's supposed to be like an enemies to lovers romance, and I'm just not really feeling the romantic tension between her and the guy just yet.
Haven't you already said that you don't like enemies to lovers?
No, I love enemies to lovers. It's my favorite.
Which one's
I
the
don't
one that
like
you don't
friends
like?
to
That's
lovers.
the one.
It's weird. It's really weird. It makes me think about like me and Kevin falling in love.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No offense, Kevin. Although I don't think Kevin listens, so we should be fine.
He might be. No, he's not the one. Listen, we got in Germany. That's Efra. Hi, Efra.
He's already back from Germany too, so
Definitely not him.
no, definitely not him.
Okay, so my first game is going to be Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is a game that came out a few weeks ago. It's by Capcom, the amazing Capcom. And it's basically Pokemon in the Monster Hunter world, which is a
What?
yeah, which is a world filled with monsters that you have to kill 1,000,000 times just to complete your set of armor.
Do they evolve?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I've only put like 4 hours into it, so I'm not that far in it. So basically, it has a combat system. It looks super simple at first, but as you keep playing, it looks like it's really, really deep. And it's super cliche, super kids' first RPG. So it's basically one that you can just click through the menus and get through, or you can do what I'm probably going to do and just learn obsessively the battle system to the point where you can play it by reflex next time you go do a playthrough of it. Like if I were to pop in Yakuza 7 like a
You
dragon,
know what to do.
I would know exactly what to do because I committed
Reflexes.
the entire battle system to reflexes. So just like
That's awesome.
a game that I'm going to review in a few weeks, I haven't played it since February 2020, and I started playing it now because the DLC all finally finished coming out, and immediately it just came back straight like reflexes. I'm doing stuff and I'm like, oh, I remember I can do this. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get to that point in the game. I just need to make time to play it because I've been playing everything else except it. And now the Skyward Sword came out, I'm going to play it even less.
Everything's down the shitter
Yep.
except that.
Oh, and if that rumor for the Metroid Prime trilogy turns out to be
We're
true,
getting a divorce.
I'm quitting my job. But no, Monster Hunter Stories. It so far, if you're a Monster Hunter fan and you just want an adventure in the Monster Hunter world that is just not killing monsters over and over again, then this is a good game. It's a bit on the childish side, but it's still you can still find something fun to do and something that it's not going to be challenging, but it's going to feel very rewarding figuring out exactly what to do, how and when and what, like every other RPG. And you get to collect badass monsters that are going to rip the faces off other monsters, like a giant chicken raptor that you get to ride. Yeah, it's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
But that's Monster Hunter Stories 2. What's your second book?
My next book is The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. It published back in January 26, 2021 by Berkeley. And I love it because it gives me Frasier plus Us vibes.
What?
So it's about this girl who's in radio, and she's a producer of this show. It's like a news
Roz?
show, I think. Yeah, she's Roz. And there's this new guy who is just
Frasier?
pushing all of her buttons the wrong way.
Bulldog. It's Bulldog.
Korean bulldog.
Oh. I would like to see
But
that.
basically, the station is going down the tank. Nobody really listens to public radio anymore. And
That is a lie.
they have a brainstorming session to try to like spice things up because they have weird shows like a dog whisperer and stuff like that. Yeah, it's,
Well, wasn't also Frasier weird? He was a psychologist on the radio.
yes, and they wanted him to spice up his show at one point with sexual things. Everybody's sex problems. Anyway, so they decide, or one of the brainstorming sessions leads to, our main girl suggesting like a podcast format, since everybody listens to podcasts now and like radio is being killed by podcasts.
You know what's funny?
What?
Lynch and Tago have the morning show, and they also have a podcast.
So does XL 1067.
You know how long their podcasts are?
How?
They
Hours.
So they do like their regular segments, the idiotology ones. Those are about 5 to 7 minutes each. They upload those by their own.
Oh.
And then they have one every Thursday that it's 30 minutes long where they just talk about one thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, Johnny's house has one too.
They're boomers who love rock.
It's adorable.
They are adorable. Fucking old men.
But basically she comes up with like it would be really cool to hear a podcast by two people who dated and broke up.
So they date and break up.
Well, she and the guy are not getting along at all, and the station manager's like, I mean, you guys would be perfect. We'll just fake a relationship because you hate each other so much. So now I'm at the part where they're building their backstory and like coming up with what their first date was and stuff and why they broke up. And
you really love that love story.
It's
stuff.
really good. I do. I love love stories.
You know what you need?
So much.
You know what you need to break your mold? Because I feel like
I don't want to break my mold.
I feel like you're stuck in a rut.
I'm not stuck in a rut.
Of love stories. You need to read some what's it called? Young adult books. That's what you need.
No, I don't. Because every time I've tried to pick up a YA book here recently, I've been stupid and picked up YA contemporary, as in YA realistic, not YA fantasy. And it's awful. It's like going to dance class and looking at the cute boy and, oh, he might not like me. Oh, I'll just strangle these children. I can't stand that shit anymore. No.
So you need to read Thunderhead.
I'm enjoying these. Well, I'm enjoying X-Talk. Love at First Sight is getting boring. But, and the next one I'm about to tell you about is getting boring too.
So I guess this really isn't books and games we're currently enjoying.
I didn't tell you to title it that way.
I had no idea what to title it. I'm like, what are we doing?
Books and games we're currently completing. Currently
Finishing?
No. Currently something. We'll figure it out. Out.
So the next game that I'm going to talk about is a game that I've beaten so many times. I beat it on the PSP a million times, and then on the PlayStation 3 a billion times, and then on Xbox 360 a bajillion times.
That's a little too close to...
Yeah. So it's Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Now I'm playing it on the PC because it was on sale for like $2, and my PC is strong enough to run it.
You can't beat that.
No, so I just plugged in my PS5 controller and started playing. This game looked better in my memories.
Oh, no.
It kind of looks bad, but it's still a ton of fun to play.
That's all that matters.
So the first level is really cool because you start off playing as Vader, going to Kashyyyk, the Wookiee homeworld, to find a Jedi that's hiding there to kill him. So this is like after Order 66 and after Anakin becomes Vader. Once you kill him, you find out he had a son who's even stronger than he was with the Force. So Vader takes him, trains him as a secret apprentice.
Oh, this is the book that you gave me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I only read a little bit of it, but it sounds familiar.
Trains him as his apprentice, and then sends him on mission to
to go back to it.
To kill the remaining Jedi.
Star Killer.
Yeah. And it's what's his name? The guy from Days Gone, Sam Witwer. Yeah, I think so.
idea.
Anyways, I wish they would make a movie about this series because he is not only a great actor, but Starkiller could probably be the strongest Jedi in the entire Star Wars series. And the reason why is because he's a gray Jedi. He uses both the dark side and the light side.
Oh.
And he is so strong that he pulled a Star Destroyer from space onto a planet.
That's pretty fucking freaky.
A Star Destroyer is massive. It is the size of a continent. And he pulled it down to the ground.
They should make a movie about him and Grogu. I need more Grogu. I need all of the Grogu.
No.
Yes.
No. So basically, like, the story is just you're Star Killer. You're going on these missions for Vader. Once you kill the remaining Jedi, Vader betrays you. Then he brings you back and say, "Okay, I need you to bring all the enemies of the Empire together because we're gonna kill the Emperor." Basically, at the end, he betrays you again and says, "I needed you to bring them all together so we can kill all of them and you."
Fucking asshole.
You fight Vader, beat the living shit out of him, and then you get offered two options. Either join the Emperor and kill Vader, or kill the Emperor so that the Resistance can leave. Depending on your choice.
Sounds like the Loki decision we were given.
Pretty much.
Bunch of bullshit.
Except one of them was canon and the other one wasn't, but it did lead to really, really cool possibilities that never happened. But it's still a great game. It plays so good. It's so much fun. I would love for these games to get like a new coat of paint, get released on current gen, and I would buy them all over again. I bought like 4 copies of this game when it came out originally.
Oh my lord.
One for PSP, one for 360, and one for PS3. Plus now one for PC. So, amazing game. What's your next book?
The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. It published back in May 18th, 2021 by Gallery Books. So this one is another very modern one where basically this company has come up with a new dating app that's going to beat all of the other dating apps because it's all based on your genetics.
Bubble.
Oh my gosh.
No, wait, I know. Not Alabama.
Genetically.
So exactly, it's called Not Alabama.
Oh my god. What? I don't get it.
People from Alabama date their cousins.
Oh my gosh, you're terrible. Oh, it's either genetically or genetic ally. I think it's genetically. It's spelled
Genetic ally.
It's spelled genetic. It's like one word, but ally is capitalized. The A is capitalized. So I don't know if you're supposed to read it as genetically or genetic ally.
Maybe it's Genetic Ally.
No, it's not genetic ally. It's ALLY. It's genetically. It's just with the A is capitalized. Anyway.
Luna, how do you spell it?
Basically, you have to give a blood sample or a spit. It's a spit sample. It's like Ancestry DNA, where you spit in a cup and they analyze your results.
It's getting very Alabama very quick.
But then you, as the user, can choose like what level matches you want. Like if you're okay with matching with somebody like as low as 20%, you're obviously going to have more matches than somebody who only wants 90% ranges. And
whoa, wait. 90% range, like
they match like perfectly.
Like their DNA is
compatible.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
you know what I'm saying?
They have like very
what?
Alabama.
What are you doing with your hands?
Alabama.
Oh, I've never seen Alabama signed that way. Oh boy. Okay. But yeah, no, that's how compatible they are. And it's very rare to have anything in the 90 percentile, but our main character and
let me take a guess. The main character and his love interest have a 90% match.
98.
And they hate each other.
Yep.
Oh my god, stupid.
It is really stupid. It is so stupid. I don't know why I keep trying to read these authors. It's 2 women, Christina and Lauren, and they suck. I have not enjoyed anything that I've read by them. I really haven't. This is the 3rd Christina Lauren book I've read. But the thing is, like, they're huge. People are obsessed with them. And the more I read, the more I think these people need their heads examined. I really do. They wrote that in a holidays book. I don't remember if I talked about that one on the podcast or not. It was terrible. The one where she keeps going back in time and reliving the same day over and over and over and over in the damn cabin at Christmas.
We talked about it in the worst the books and
The
games
worst books of the year.
that made the year worse.
Yep, they wrote that book.
My games weren't really that bad.
But you know, I keep getting these books for free, so I feel obligated to read them. I think I'm just gonna be like, hey, don't send me any more of their books, okay?
What the fuck was that? Look at that line. Look at that
I would
Don't
I
do
would
that.
never want to say don't send me books, but like maybe don't send me any more Christina Lauren books so that I don't feel like I'm to the point now where I'm only reading the dialogue. I've given up.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
But I'm really enjoying the X talk. What's your next game?
So my next game is Scarlet Nexus. I really don't. My thoughts about this game are all over the place. So this is gonna be weird. This game is super anime trash. It is anime hot garbage, and I love it so much. So basically, you take control of this new recruit into the special police force that deals with fighting monsters called Others. And they have special abilities. Some have super speed, some make multiple copies of themselves, some have ESP, some have electricity powers. And it is, I don't want to say Game of Thronesy because it does have a shit ton of curves and lefts and rights, and you think the story's going to be one way, then all of a sudden it changes and we got to kill this person now. No, but we love them.
I mean, that happens in Game of Thrones a lot.
And like I'm playing the game and I'm like, wow, this game is it's cheesy and terrible, but I can't stop. It's so good. And the gameplay is like, so it's an RPG, and you have basically a system where you equip your weapons and all that shit like any other RPG, but you can do your attacks, with one button. You can grab shit from the environment and throw it at the enemies. You can take the abilities from your companions because you're all mentally linked through, I think, what it's called, the Scarlet Nexus. And
it makes sense.
You can borrow their powers to add to your own. So if you take the multiply lady's power,
is she multiplied because Alabama?
why are you doing that?
This is what you did. This is what you did, Alabama.
So the multiplying lady gives you her power, so when you throw, let's say a dumpster container, you actually throw two at the same time. And if you throw your knives, then you throw two sets of those knives. Yeah, it's like really crazy. And the one thing that I do appreciate is that all of these characters are over 18 years old. So you're not going to find...
You should play YA games.
You're not going to find a 12-year-old with massive honkers.
That's good.
So
thank you.
Yeah, that... I don't think there's any
it's
character.
It's just weird. Why?
I don't think there's any character with massive honkers in the game. Anyways, the game, it's so fun, and the story is like so crazy. It's got, I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, you're hunting others, and the story's just gonna be you finding out who created them. But then there's time travel involved, and it gets really weird. And like your character has a special secret ability that she can only activate if she like sees something and basically has a mental breakdown.
What?
Yeah. It's like one of the characters like commits suicide in front of her and she activates her power right there. So it's just I don't know what to say. Like to the point there, I think I'm actually gonna watch the anime because it is that entertaining and that good.
You can count me out.
Well, I don't need you to watch the anime, but I will watch the anime. So I think that's it. I think we're done. Right? Are we?
Are we Alabama?
Yes, we are. But we're not Alabama because
It's gonna
we're
be our new secret hand gesture.
But we are very genetically different.
We are, but we work together really, really well. I don't know what it is.
It's our Scarlet Nexus connection.
It's because we're both so pretty.
You're the pretty one in the relationship.
You're pretty too.
No.
Oh, please.
No. All right, so let's get into some housekeeping. So remember, go sign up for our Patreon because no, scratch that. We're not funny anymore. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at anovelconsole and on Facebook at facebook.com/anovelconsole. Don't forget, you can also tell your friends that they can find the podcast on most major podcast streaming platforms and that they can also listen to YouTube by searching for a novel console. Everywhere. Streaming platforms everywhere else. Novel console. And don't forget to tell them to subscribe, like, and comment, which we would really like if they did. You should also leave a review on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts so that more people can find us and we can keep getting more emails because they are a ton of fun.
Hey, if you finished watching Loki, email us your thoughts, please.
Ooh, yeah. We have
because I have lots.
We have very, very lots of thoughts.
And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you most of them are not good.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Just from that one episode.
So yeah, do email us at anovelconsole@gmail.com and we will read your email on the show. And wow, now you brought me down because Loki and Black Widow were something.
Yeah, if you've seen Black Widow, let us know your thoughts on that too. Loki and Black Widow, please email us. Don't hold anything back.
Ugh. All right, so that's it for this week's episode. Do you want to say goodbye, Karen?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.